What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to change the FEP film at the bottom of a resin tank for the Elegoo Mars 4. The telltale sign you have a hole in the resin tank is that resin seeps below the FEP film and hardens onto the screen below. Also, you might start getting a lot of failed prints that have something that looks like a giant hole through them. Here are some of the things you're going to need in order to switch out the film. So you're going to need new film, obviously, a couple Allen keys, and then it's helpful to have an X-Acto knife. Swapping out the FEP film is pretty straightforward. There are two gaskets that kind of hold the film in place. So what you're going to do is just unscrew the screws on the bottom to remove both gaskets in the film. Then you're going to want to pry up the gasket film assembly so that you can get access to the screws on the other side. So once you get this little assembly taken out, just flip it over, and then you're going to do the same thing. There's another 14 screws that hold the two gaskets together and pinch the film in place. And then just like before, go around, remove those screws that hold the two gaskets together so that you can take the old film out and put a new one in. Once you take the screws off, just go ahead and pop the two gaskets apart so that you can remove the old film. I strongly suggest you wear gloves while you're doing this because there's probably going to be leftover resin in between the gaskets and the old film. While you have everything taken apart, I think it's a good idea to spray down the screws with the IPA in case there's any resin that leaked into the threads. And same thing with the gaskets. You're going to want to spray those down with IPA as well so that you can get the leftover resin off before you put the new films on. Once you've got everything cleaned off, take out the new film, take off the protective layers that are on either side, and lay it on top of one of the gaskets. Then just place the other gasket on top. It doesn't really matter which way you put these together. There's only one way that you can put it back into the tank, and the gaskets only go together one way, so don't worry about that too much. Don't worry about trying to get the film to be nice and tight in between the two gaskets. It's going to stretch out when you put it on the put it back on the resin tank anyways. And then what I'm doing here is I'm using an X-Acto knife with a really pointy tip to go through and poke holes for all of the screws to go through the film. Then you just do everything in the reverse order that you did before. So use the little screws to put the two gaskets back together and secure the film in place. Once you've got the screws holding the two gaskets together and holding the film in place, go ahead and cut off the excess film. Now you're just going to put it right back into the bottom of the tank, and like I said before, there's only one way to do this, so you can't really mess it up. Also, don't worry if it looks like the film is too tight and maybe like it won't fit in there right. You just kind of have to hold it down, do one corner at a time, and once you get the threads to catch, then the film will start stretching out. The way that I did this is I started to put each one of the corner screws in until it would just barely catch, and then just kind of go around and tighten them little by little and slowly stretch the film out. Then just put in the rest of the screws to hold the gaskets to the tank, and you're done. Please like this video if you found this tutorial helpful, and subscribe to my channel for more 3D printing content.